This week in Mel's Mech Shop, it was time to batten down the hatches and make some Ork Barricades. So he started with some nice plastic cake makers dowels. Them things that they use to hold cakes up, you know, stop them collapsing and that. So these should be strong enough to hold back some rotten beakies. So he set to hacking them up with his razor saw, roughly 2.5 inches long, just eyeball cutting them. He then set about snipping up some chicken wire, about 5 inches long and 2 inches high, bending over the tops to make it look like a suitable sort of barricade type fence. Then it was just a case of snipping off the bottoms of the chicken wire to leave some nice sharp points that he could shove into an 1.5 inch high piece of foam board to form the base of the wall. Then it was just a quick trim of the foam board either end to straighten it up. Then it was just a bit of my favourite, corrugated cardboard and the custom mega glue gun. Stuck it on the bottom of the foam board to make it look like a bit of corrugated iron. Then another quick whiz round with the X-Acto knife, trim off the excess. Sorted. Now it's time to make the struts at the end to hold up the fence. So I just blobbed on some purple paint on the end of the chicken wire that was going to butt against the fence post, so I could mark the fence post so I knew where to drill. This is as close as an orc ever gets to actually measuring something. Then just used my pin vise to drill through, but only one side, not all the way through, so they could be super glued into position. Wow, look at that, 3 perfectly positioned holes. Couple of spots of super glue on the holes to hold the chicken wire in place, and then the base was glued with hot glue. Then did exactly the same on the other side. Perfect. Quick test fit. Lovely. Then just wipe away the excess glue with my asbestos ORKY crafter fingers. That was the base of the build almost done. Now it's just time to battle damage it up, make it look truly orky. This is looking far too perfect to be in Mel's Mech Shop. So I went at the front of it with my pin vise to simulate bullet holes. Lovely. I then roughed up all the straight edges and smooth bits with this really stiff wire brush. With all the roughing up done and it looking suitably damaged, it was time to cut a hole in the fence. Because this weren't just for keeping beakies out, this is for keeping grots in, and some of them sneaky little buggers had tried to escape. So it's just a quick snip of the wire and then bent it into position. Then a little blob of hot glue on the end of a cocktail stick and shoved it into the foam board to simulate it sort of being patched up to stop the grots escaping or them beakies trying to get in. Then added a coffee stirrer to look like a plank of wood on the patch up job. But it didn't have enough wood grain on it. So I went to it with my stiff wire brush again to create some sort of wood grain on it. Then went at the edges with my craft knife. This ain't no perfectly hewn piece of 2x4. This has been hacked up by an Ork chopper. It's got to look suitably rough. Then I just used a really thin piece of wire to sort of wrap the bits of wood into place around the chicken wire. This was properly fiddly from my fat fingers. Nothing a blob or two of super glue won't fix though. Then set about making about 5 others, using various resin printed barrels, crates, all sorts of stuff, and hot glued them to a piece of heavy duty architect's card, then primed them all with matte black spray paint and wheeled them over to Mel's paint shop. So first up was a really heavy dry brush of Vallejo metal colour Dura Aluminium. Then I just stippled on a bit of Vallejo rust, slightly watered down, around the edges and all over the chicken wire. Then Mel grabbed his 3 favourite paints, Low Fern Blue, Avalanche Sunset and Evil Sun Scarlet, and just stippled them all over the various panels. Then just sponge painted on some more of that Vallejo metal colour on the surface so the metal sort of showed through the paint a bit. Then just picked out a few of the details of the ammo crates and barrels. And then just a little bit of graffiti. Show those beakies who's boss. A little bit of that Vallejo Black Earth texture paint on the base and a little bit of flock. And that's it, job's a good one. Well, I hope you liked the video. And I hope you find it helpful for making your own ORKY barricades. If you did, give the video a like and consider subscribing for more. This was part 1 of a huge ORKY Town commission for Big Mek Mel, his first ever commission. He can't believe someone actually wants to give him some teeth for mecking something, but he's usually grateful for the opportunity. Next week, Mel's going to tackle some ruined buildings and work on the backdrop wall, so be sure to tune in next time. Stay safe guys, thanks for watching and catch you on the next one.